What's up? I'm Kyle Gowner.
Yeah. Adam Raymeyer.
Emily Skaggs.
And welcome to the
Shell Shock
Rewind
Award.
Woo!
Hello and welcome everyone to the third annual Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. With me tonight is Michelle Kisner, my co-host. Michelle, thanks for doing it this year.
Thanks for asking me on. I'm really excited to see all the winners tonight.
How about you tell everybody what you do for physical media before we get into this?
Well, I am mostly a working film critic, and I also do essay work. You might have seen me in some. I've done stuff for Arrow. I've done stuff for Vinegar Syndrome, Umbrella. Just recently, Terror Vision, Severance. So I've been in quite a few boutique releases, and I have a lot of stuff coming up this year too that hasn't been announced. But that's mostly what I do, just film critic and essay writer.
Before we get too deep into this, wanted to say thank you to Michelle, but also a second person who helped create this thing with me very first year. Let's bring on Mr. Stephen Billings.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't ready. Wow, this quickly. Wow, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me back on at the beginning of the show, just for charity, just to throw me back in here. I'm like that benefactor. I'm like the benefactor, like the owner of the football team that nobody wants to hear from, but he's got to come in and be like, hey guys, what's up? I don't do anything.
I did stuff behind the scenes. Appreciate me. Yeah.
But it's awesome. Third year, Ryan. Did we think it was going to make it this far?
Honestly, no.
No,
definitely not. Especially, we just got an intro from Kyle freaking Gallner, who's like one of the biggest names in horror. That's a big deal.
Exactly, man. And I'm not with it. Like Ryan is doing most of this work, man. He's killing it. He's getting all these people. He's making connections. He's doing a fantastic job keeping this alive. I do video work for it. That's it, but Ryan's killing this thing. He's keeping this dream alive that me and Ryan started a few years ago. And it's looking beautiful, man. I love it. This is getting funner and funner every year. So, Michelle, I'm glad to see, I like that we're doing a new co-host every year. It's good to see new faces. And there's my co-host.
Aww. Hi.
Now, usually you're used to seeing every year I do an ad. There is going to be something this year. Unfortunately, she will not be starring in any Wives Love physical media this year. I didn't get to do that one with the wife and the kid, but she is going to say hey real quick. And so you can see her grow up through every Shelf Shock. But I do have something for you guys this year. You'll see it midway through the show. I hope you guys enjoy it. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I just want to say good luck tonight to all the nominees. Who's going to win? Who knows? There's some great releases this year. One of my favorites, I'm going to throw it out there real quick, from CIP, Roadkill.
Nice.
This is like my favorite release last year. I think it is nominated for something, so it's getting crazy. So hopefully that wins something tonight. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. I'm going to let you guys get this show started, and got this too. It's awesome. Good shirt. My favorite shirt.
Have a good night, Stephen. Thank you so much. See ya. Okay, so before we get into our first award, really wanted to shout out tonight that the show this year is all in dedication to Lee Gambin, who we lost last May. The last time that we did this in February, Lee was once again in the comments as we were live, championing how great this was and wishing that we could do it over and over and over again. In fact, if you go back and watch last year's, you see him ask if we can do it every 6 months. And I say, God, no, that is so much work. But Lee himself is the one that got me into this industry. So I have to say thank you to him. He was an incredible person who I think about often, and just honored to be able to do this in his name tonight. And on that note, I think it's time that we bring in our first award.
Hello, I'm Chris O'Neill. I am a filmmaker who has contributed several video essays and audio commentaries to various physical media releases. And I am also the cinema programmer here of the Triskel Art Centre in Cork, Ireland, where we're filming this segment. And today I am presenting the award for Best Pre-Code Silent Film Release.
Dante's Inferno, Terror Vision. Hoxton from Radiance Films. Laurel and Hardy, Year 2, Flicker Alley. Louis Fouillade, The Complete Crime Serials, 1913 to 1918, Eureka Entertainment. Pandora's Box, Criterion Collection.
So there are 2 awards. The first is for the Creators Selection Committee, and the winner of the Best Pre-Code Silent Film, as voted by the Creators Selection Committee release, is Louis Fouillade, The Complete Crime Serials, 1913 to 1918, from Eureka Entertainment. And the winner, as voted by the community, is Hickson by Radiance Films.
Yeah, I mean, I never really think about these things in advance. So anytime there's a win, it's a great surprise, and obviously we poured a lot of love into Hexen, and I'm glad that people have appreciated it, and all the hard work is kind of being rewarded in a way. It was a bit of a different one for us because it was our first silent film, so it may have caught some people by surprise. But we're fans of all kinds of cinema at Radiance, and hopefully the first of many silents through years. So it's an honour to receive the award. Thank you very much.
All right, congratulations to Radiance. Got Hoxton right here. Incredible looking release. This is a good time to be able to share with everybody that in each category, we're going to have 2 winners tonight. One is from the Creator Selection Committee, which is essentially our version of the Academy. We've got a bunch of creators that are YouTubers, podcasters, people from these labels, filmmakers, people that you would be pretty surprised to hear are wanting to be involved in this, but I'm so stoked that they would want to do it. So you are going to see a lot of really great things picked on by them. So essentially they're picking what they want, and then the community, you all also got to pick as well. So in every single category, we're going to have 2 winners. Silent film is a really overlooked one, so I'm glad that we can shine a light on that. Any thoughts on Hoxton or the Louis Fouillade release there, Michelle?
So Hoxton I didn't pick up because I already had a release, and I'm trying to not double dip on things. But it's a fantastic movie. I mean, if I already didn't have it, I would have totally got that set because it's beautiful. So definitely deserved that win for sure.
It absolutely did. But also, the exact opposite of silent films is contemporary studio films. And to that, we go to one of my favorite people, my dear friend, Mr. Jeremy Long.
Hi, one ticket for the Ignore Her and Starburst double?
Dave.
Jiminy Christ. How many times do I have to tell you, paparazzi, that I'm not Dave Grohl? Okay, I'm Jeremy Long.
The male porn star?
No, the comedian.
I
wrote Clickbait.
The Netflix show?
Son of a bitch.
Well, whoever you are, can you present the award for the best contemporary studio release?
Sure. Hey guys, it's me, Jeremy Long. Comedian, writer, frequent guest on The Disconnected, A-lister, and I guess apparently Dave Grohl lookalike, I suppose. Anyways, it's an honor to be back for year 3 of the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards, and once again, for the 3rd year in a row, I'll be presenting the award for Best Contemporary Studio Release. Without further ado, let's just dive right into it. The nominees are... You may remember last year I dressed up as Barbie to announce the award for Best Contemporary Studio Release. Well, unfortunately for you, I've created an OnlyFans since then, so no free content this year, but if you want the link, DM me after the show. Don't tell Ryan. Okay, now on to the nominees.
Civil War 4K, Amazon exclusive, A24 Lionsgate. The Fall Guy 4K, Universal Studios. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, 4K, Warner Brothers. I Saw the TV Glow, A24 Shop exclusive. Love Lies Bleeding, 4K, A24 Shop exclusive.
Welcome back. And the winner, both the CSC and community vote, is, drum roll please, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga on 4K. And unfortunately, you caught me out and about at the movies, so you're probably wondering, does he have the release to hold up? And the answer is, nope. Back to you, Ryan and Michelle.
He does look like Dave Grohl.
He's gonna love that you heard that. Yeah, that is a big deal. Mad Max is continuing to put out incredible films. I love that people love that one, and yeah, big deal for freaking George Miller in his at least old 80s doing this stuff. Love it.
Yeah, and I felt like that movie kind of got pooped on a lot by people, but I thought it was pretty good. Like, I mean, obviously it's not Fury Road because that's nothing will ever be Fury Road ever again. But I thought it was good for what it was, and guys 80 making movies and they're like that action packed. That's pretty crazy. Celeste asked earlier if I was wearing a Mulholland Drive shirt, and I am.
Look at that.
Had to shout out my boy David Lynch, who passed away, unfortunately, as we all know. But I wore it in tribute. But then I I angled my camera terribly, so you can't ever see it.
So yeah, congratulations to Mad Max Furiosa Mad Max Saga. Love that Warner Brothers is doing great stuff with that. But not only are we getting obviously brand new titles released on physical media, but studios are still doing their best with catalog titles. And for that, we are already into our third award.
My name is Kevin Tudor. I'm one of the hosts of Almost Major, a movie podcast where we talk about the many major studios and the films they release. Today I'm here to talk about the best studio catalog releases, but first let's go to the nominees.
A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K, Warner Brothers. Bringing Out the Dead 4K from Paramount Pictures. Chinatown 4K, Paramount Pictures. North by Northwest 4K from Warner Brothers. The Searchers 4K from Warner Archive.
And the winner, as the creators community voted for Nightmare on Elm Street 4K. And also that was the community's vote as well, so that's a 2 for 2. And I did bring something that is very apt for this. Please hand me this. Dog, what the fuck is this?
Kevin is amazing. Everybody needs to go check out the Almost Major podcast. Congrats to Warner again for the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K. I got the UK version of this one. And of course, now we're seeing an indication that we are getting a full box set on 4K this year, potentially.
Which is, I'm glad I waited, because I was like, if they did that one, maybe they're coming, and I'm trying not to double tip. I'm trying to be an informed consumer,
I wish I would have done the same. Yes. Although I won't be too upset. We'll see what they can do with it.
Yeah, I might have different extras anyway. So.
You got a history with Nightmare on Elm Street? When's the first time you watched that one?
Gosh, when I was a kid, that was one of the horror movies that I watched with my dad. We watched pretty much everyone that came out until after my parents got divorced. Obviously, I didn't see him as much, but yeah, especially Dream Warrior. That was the one we watched together all the time. We had it on tape, and so that's still my favorite one too. Is the third one. So if they throw a 4K out of that one, I will buy that immediately.
In a heartbeat. We are going to do one more award before our first giveaway, so everybody get ready for that. When we do giveaways tonight, we're going to have a question, and the first person that we see a correct answer from, you're getting it. We'll explain that after we do this award, though. Let's go over to Dustin with Best Animation Release.
Take on me. Oh, hi. I'm Dustin Putman, physical media enthusiast, author of The Fright File, two-time guest of Reconnected, and film critic to literally thousands of reviews at thefilmfile.com. I'm so pleased to be here today to present the 2025 Shelf Shock Rewind Award for Best Animation Release. Animation is a medium in which quite literally anything can be made possible, the only limit being the imagination of the artists involved. And it is because of this that it's one of my favorite categories. The nominees for Best Animation Release are
The Boy and the Heron 4K Steelbook from Shout Studios. Fella Day 4K Deaf Crocodile. Tamala 2010 A Punk Cat in Space Deaf Crocodile. Transformers 1 4K Steelbook Paramount Pictures. The Wild Robot 4K from Universal Studios.
Oh, it seems like the cats might have already gotten into the envelope.
Hello everybody, my name is Autumn, and I borrowed Daddy's phone to announce the winner. For both the community vote and the Creators Selection Committee vote, the award goes to Fella Day 4K. Congratulations to Deaf Crocodile for this fantastic release. Bye now.
That honestly surprises me, given the other titles that were in the running. I mean, I'm glad it was, obviously my favorite, and anxiously waiting for this disc to come out for so long. So that's awesome. When I saw the nominations list, I'm like, oh well, it's nice to be nominated.
Honestly, for the director Michael Schack, for Paul Bolger, for all of the incredible members of the animation team who supported this release. So happy. This movie really kind of slipped between the cracks when it came out. It never got an official release in the US. And it's such a dark, amazing kind of combination of a cult thriller, film noir, detective story with cats. And catacombs and skeletons and all sorts of crazy stuff. And even given the insane world we find ourselves in right now, it's got a very kind of prescient sort of socio-political message as well about ethnic cleansing. Not to give any spoilers away, but I think it's a good moment for people to watch Fella Day and kind of pay attention to what it's saying. So I'm so happy. It took a long time to get this one released. It was not easy. So I'm so happy that people are, appreciating the work of Michael Schack and his incredible team of artists and animators. And I think they're super excited that this film that they clearly put a ton of creativity and love and passion into, it's taken more than 30 years, but finally people are coming around to appreciating it the way they love Watership Down or The Plague Dogs or a lot of other animated films that were clearly made for an adult audience, which is tough. Apparently, when the film came out, they sort of marketed it in Germany for kids. And I can't even imagine being a kid at that time going to see Fella Day.
All right, here is Fella Day 4K, an incredible release. I had some people asking earlier where the good doctor was, Dr. Will Dodson. He's on this release. Go check out the commentary. He and I discuss this film, and it's a really great release. Incredible film. One thing that we don't get a chance to honor during these a lot is indie studios. We get a lot of places like Scream Team Releasing or independent filmmakers that put out their own films. So like this year, one of the big ones was Chris Bickle's Pater Noster and the Mission of Light. This is an incredible one. Everybody should go check this out. But Scream Team Releasing, like I said, is an indie studio, and they've got this release, Close Calls. This is going to be our first giveaway of the night. Michelle, why don't you go ahead and announce that giveaway?
All right. So the trivia question for Close Calls from Scream Team Releasing is, what was Close Calls director Richard Stringham's day job before becoming a writer and director?
And now we'll let you go look that up. Why don't we repeat that one more
People
time?
just know that off the top of their head for sure. Nobody would cheat and look that up at all. Better not.
First one that gets it is going to win. Promise. Indie studios and indie film is a big deal. Everybody should check those out. Things like Kickstarter and Indiegogo are home to some of the future actors that you'll see in years that are making indie horror that are, oh, good God. These comments are hilarious. Hey! Jack Kane, you are our winner for tonight. Please go ahead and send your address to shelfshockrewind@gmail.com. I will get this out to you this week, and thank you for trying. Everybody that said deep fry cook or porn fluffer, sorry, maybe next time. All right, so that is our first giveaway, but that brings us to a pretty dang big category, and that is Best Martial Arts Release, which has been ramping up in competition over the last few years with a huge number of titles. Let's see what we can check out for Best Martial Arts Release.
Everybody, this is Caleb from Caleb's Kung Fu Cinema. First off, I want to thank Ryan and Michelle for asking me to be a presenter on this year's Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. For those who do not know me, I am a host for a YouTube channel called Caleb's Kung Fu Cinema. I've been doing that for about 5 years now, and I really just use this channel to talk about things that I love, which are martial arts movies and other action movies. And I also like to document my ever-growing collection of Blu-rays, DVDs, and the like. But enough about me. Yes, today I am here to present the award for Best Martial Arts Release. Obviously, there are many releases that came out the previous year that are deserving of this award. But as we all know here at the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards, we're here to see who will be taking it home. So the nominees for Best Martial Arts Release are
The Game of Clones, Bruceploitation Collection, Volume 1, Severin Films. Golden Harvest, Volume 1, Supernatural Shockers, Shout Studios. The Heroic Trio, Executioners 4K, Criterion Collection. Ninja Terminator, Neon Eagle Video. Shawscope, Volume 3, Arrow Video.
And the award for Best Martial Arts Release as voted by the Creator Selection Committee goes to... It is a tie between Shawscope Volume 3 and Game of Clones Volume 1. And the award as voted by the community goes to Game of Clones Volume 1. Thank you, and congrats to our winners.
Thank you. Thank you for this award. For the, I think it's the Best Martial Arts Release of the Year. Which it is. So yes, we are working on more. So we thank you.
Oh man, David Gregory went all out for that. I'm so grateful. I've got Shawscope Volume 3 here, really incredible release from Arrow, and you've got Game of Clones Volume 1. We got a Volume 2 coming eventually. No word on a release date yet, but
it blew my mind that this came out. Like these movies have been so hard to find. They are like all bootlegs. Like that's all. I got rid of like all my bootlegs because of this release. Like how cool is this? This is like we're living in a golden age, guys. Appreciate it right now because what the hell.
It's a pretty impossible release, and the fact that it's Volume 1 is a huge deal.
And I do want to give a little bit more of a shout out to
Yes.
Ninja Terminator because I fucking love this movie so hard. And this release is incredible. Like, if you like Ninja Terminator, this is the release to get. And it had the original movie that like they stole parts of to like combine it to make Ninja Turtle. It's just, this release is fantastic. So like, I'm just giving this, I'm just giving it a little extra love, you know. It didn't win, but it won in my heart. Okay.
Well, even then, Neon Eagle Video does not get enough attention. The titles that they're putting out are really fun. They sell out very quickly. They're doing great work, mostly under the guise of Jared Honor, who's also from Mondo Macabro. Great curation, really good time. Martial arts, a major heyday right now through home video, of course. And really, maybe only second to horror, which seems to win no matter what. That's always the big release that people love, is anything related to horror slashers. So it's time for our best horror release.
Evening. My name is Katie. I make videos on YouTube about horror movies. I have a specific interest in Euro horror and Italian horror. So feel free to stop by my channel and say hello. That channel is Katie of the Night. But more importantly, I am here today to present to you the Best Horror Release category in Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. The nominees for Best Horror Release are
All the Haunts Be Ours, a compendium of folk horror, Volume 2, Severin Films. The Blair Witch Project from Second Sight Films. The Hitcher 4K, Second Sight Films. Hush 4K, Scream Factory. Opera 4K from Severin Films.
It is now time to present the winner of Best Horror Release. The winner of Best Horror Release, as voted by the Creators Selection Committee, is All the Haunts Be Ours, a compendium of folk horror, Volume 2 by Severin. And the winner, as voted by the community, is All the Haunts Be Ours, a compendium of folk horror, Volume 2 from Severin.
All right. This is a reminder of all the hard work that goes into these box sets. This thing is a legendary release, just like the first one was. The first release won a ton of awards here when it first came out, and now we have a second volume. So that might not be the last time you hear that title announced tonight. But next, we have our next surprise of the night. We had our little celebrity intro, but we had somebody that wanted to share some of their favorite releases from 2024. So let's shoot over to that video.
Hi, my name is Francis Galuppi. I'm a filmmaker, physical media collector, enthusiast. I just realized I'm wearing a physical media hat. That was not intentional, but here we are. Anyway, Ryan and Jeremy over at The Disconnected asked me to come on and talk about some of my favorite releases of 2024. There was a lot to choose from, so this was tough, but I picked 5. I'll try and make it quick. I'm going to start with Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid from Criterion on 4K. This thing is gorgeous. It has the 50th anniversary release, which is, you know, maybe the closest thing we're going to get to Peckinpah's original vision and original cut for this movie. Next up is The Conversation from Lionsgate Limited. This thing is just a beast. This is one movie. And yeah, it has a tape in here of the soundtrack. It features Laurent Giroux' artwork. It's just gorgeous. Next up is Rolling Thunder from Shout Studios. This is one of my favorite movies. And yeah, Jackson Stewart and I actually did a commentary track on this thing. I promise that's not why I chose it. It really is one of my favorite movies. And it's a beautiful transfer. But if you want to listen to Jackson and I just kind of geek out about this thing for the entire runtime, there it is. Next up is Opera from Severin in 4K. Again, just a beautiful release, and it's Argento at its finest. So that's in there. And last is Cannibal the Musical from Vinegar Syndrome to Gasser Video. I have been waiting for this for so long. I'm such a big fan of Matt and Trey and just everything they do. There's in the booklet, there's an essay from Walter Chaw. I'm just so happy this thing exists. Anyway, so those are my 5 picks. Thank you so much for having me. I hope you all enjoyed the rest of the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. And go physical media. Thanks so much.
If you would have told me 2 years ago when we were doing this for the first time that the director of one of my favorite movies of last year was going to be sharing his favorite picks on the show, I would have laughed so hard at you.
Awesome. And he picked some good stuff. I had that Rolling Thunder set. It is a great set. That was actually the first time I watched the movie as well. So, and it's a fantastic film, very dark.
Sure is. And it's one of the better transfers Shout has worked on the last couple of years, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looked great.
All right. One area that gets overlooked a lot in physical media is documentaries. I love documentaries a lot, and I'm glad that we've seen a bit of an uptick in some documentary releases. So now we go over to somebody who just released a pretty incredible documentary himself. Let's go hear from Ry LeVay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ry Levy. I am a documentary filmmaker, and I am honored to be able to be here to present the Physical Media Award for Best Documentary Feature Release. Documentary feature films have often been a little overlooked in the physical media space. However, we've seen an increase of incredibly beautiful and wonderful releases in that spectrum. I have benefited from this with my own film, Out in the Ring, and I'm also thrilled to have just made a film about this exact topic of physical media collecting called Boutique to Preserve and Collect. So I am absolutely honored to present the award for Best Documentary Feature.
American Movie 4K, Sony Pictures. The Battle of Chile, Icarus Films. Enter the Clones of Bruce, Severin Films. Papadopoulos, TerrorVision. Scala, Severin Films.
In both categories, the Creator Selection Committee Award and the Community Award to my very good friend, David Gregory, director of Enter the Clones of Bruce, released by the incredible Severin Films. Congratulations, David, and to all the other nominees and winners.
Oh, thank you. Wow. This is a real honor. Thank you so much to CSC and community for voting a documentary among the best documentary releases. And I want to give thanks on behalf of my co-producers, who I couldn't have done it without, Frank Jiang, Michael Worth, Vivian Jiang, and Jim Coons. And this is beautiful. It is actually, because it's a piece of the staircase of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. And it's another special Easter egg for the community as thanks. Here is a photo of Bruce Lay, one of a kind, bored on a train circa 1982.
He looks cooler bored on a train than I've looked in my entire life.
It's annoying, isn't it? Oh, man, that is so cool. I love that people have loved this documentary. They worked their tail off on these things. Severin put so much time into their box sets, and this one is no joke either. And if you've not picked it up, don't forget, buying it from their website gets you an exclusive film. Like if you buy the wide release, you don't get the extra disc. So check it out on their site if you're looking into it after tonight's show. Now we get into some of the technical things. I am a big fan of, audio quality and video quality like the rest of them, although I don't even have a proper audio setup. So this is one that I rely on some other people to be able to look at this in a better light. And I couldn't think of anybody that would be better to present this than somebody who runs audio on feature films and TV, my friend Bryan Dembinski.
My name is Bryan Dembinski, and I write the out-of-print column for the Physical Media Advocate. I also review long-forgotten movies on Letterboxd as LD for Days. As a day job, I'm a production sound mixer, and I've done a fair share of TV shows and films, so I know how important it is to hear the dialogue and how bad sound can sink a good movie. However, when the sound is great, it takes the movie-watching experience to a whole nother level. This year, the nominations for Best Audio Presentation are
Alien Romulus 4K 20th Century Studios. Civil War 4K Amazon exclusive A24 and Lionsgate. Dune Part 2 4K Warner Brothers. Godzilla -1 4K from Toho. Opera 4K Severin Films.
the winner for Best Audio Presentation as voted by the Creators Selection Committee is Godzilla -1 from Toho. Congratulations. And the winner for Best Audio Presentation as voted for by the community is also Godzilla -1 from Toho. Congratulations, Toho. I can't wait to hear what gets released in 2025.
I don't have this one. I really need to pick this one up.
Oh, I do.
Oh, God.
It's a very sexy set with all the extras don't have subtitles on them.
That is a monster of a release, that's for sure. Look at
He's
that.
here to accept his award for a sound. Squeak. Okay, we'll put that away.
I mean, they did that with the Oscars, so it makes sense to do it here. Love it. With audio, we got to go straight to video, and I know that I made the joke about the last one being upside. Oh, look at that! Celeste even said, "Is Godzilla here to accept his award?" Before you did it, that was great. Let's go straight to Australia to talk about the best video presentation.
Hello, my name is John Matthews, and my involvement with the physical media world is on the podcast side. I'm involved with Indicator Cast, but also quite heavily involved with Imprint Cast with my colleague and co-host Tony Meachus. I'm also involved with some of the Facebook groups like the Imprint group and also the Indicator group, and today we're honored to be presenting this. I'll pass it over to my colleague, Tony.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tony Meachus. I'm also heavily involved in the Facebook community groups for the Imprint Films Blu-ray Collections fan group and the Imprint Cast Facebook pages. And, of course, co-host with my partner and colleague John here for Imprint Cast, as well as a frequent collaborator on Indicator Cast. And I would like to thank Michelle and Ryan personally for inviting us along to be a part of the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards for the second time in a row.
So we're very honored to be talking and presenting the best video presentation category. Obviously, in this world of physical media, video presentation is very important with the amount of extensive work put into restorations.
Well, it is important for film lovers in particular because, as John and I, we're purists, basically. Like, we love watching movies in 35mm or 70mm on film at the cinema, but also in the physical media world, even though you won't get that exact same feel, at least you have to have a decent presentation on home video. Now with 4K, can't get any better than this.
It's very important now because the bar has been raised from various labels, and it seems like every month we're getting more and more amazing releases. And I think the 4K format has pushed it to a whole new level. And labels that obviously are just working with the new technology and obviously the HDR technology and various formats, it really has pushed it up to the next level. So we're I guess, honored to be presenting this because we're very spoiled as film lovers to have amazing presentations with new releases month on month. So yes, we're proud to announce this. And the nominees are
The Case of the Bloody Iris 4K, Celluloid Dreams. Opera 4K, Severn Films. The Hitcher 4K, Second Sight Films. The Keep 4K, Vinegar Syndrome. The Silence of the Lambs 4K, Arrow Video.
Okay, and the CSC winner for Best Video Presentation goes to The Hitcher 4K from Second Sight Films.
And the community winner for Best Video Presentation also goes to The Hitcher 4K from Second Sight Films.
Congratulations. Well-deserved release, I'll tell you that right now.
Absolutely. And just a comment, the amount of time that was put into this was worth it. I know there was a long wait on The Hitcher, as you know, Tony. I think they announced it maybe 2 years ago, but it was worth it because what we got was one of the best possible video presentations we could have got for the film in 4K.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you all, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Here it is, the Hitcher 4K, one that people have been waiting for years for in a ginormous release from Second Sight. They never fail to put out literally the definitive release of the films that they're releasing.
Yeah, I got to replace. I had the old German Blu-ray. I think it was like an upscaled. It didn't look great. Also, I don't understand German, so I couldn't read any of the extras. So this was in English, so I enjoyed it quite a bit more.
It's a big deal. Huge release, not to mention the fact that the studio allowed Second Sight to go back to the actual elements, which was one of the main reasons why this was delayed for so long. And now we have a film that people have wanted for years. And funny enough, many of the ones that we're covering tonight were on that list of like, this will never be able to be released. And somehow we're holding them in our hand. 2024 was a massive year for Grail titles for everybody. And one of the reasons that we're allowed to revel in those is all the great retailers that we have. So in the US, we've got places like Diabolic DVD, Orbit DVD, Brother Belial, Atomic Movie Store, Grindhouse Video. There's some more. In Canada, you've got Rough Cut Video. The UK has a handful of shops like Treasured Films. There's Def. There's a couple new shops that just opened. I think one is called LimeWire, if I remember right. Over in Australia, we've got Dead End DVD and a couple others. So I really want everybody right now to, in the chat, shout out your favorite. What's your favorite retailer to get physical media from other than direct from the labels themselves, which is always a great place to buy them. Make sure that you continue to support that way. But if you're going to be buying from a third-party retailer, put your favorite one in the chat. And the main reason for that is I have our next giveaway. Our next giveaway is going to be a Brother Belial $50 gift card. You can check that out. But in return for this gift card, let's give a shout out to Brother Belial by watching this short video spot.
You love physical media?
Yeah.
Want to support small business? Mm-hmm. Come check out BrotherBelial.com.
What will I find there?
A sizzling selection of boutique releases from all regions, collector's editions, imports, media books, steelbooks, box sets, 4K, Blu-ray, vinyl.
Wow, what about shipping?
All orders over $100 ship free.
I have a pre-order.
No problem. All in-stock items ship immediately at no extra cost.
Are you careful with the movies?
So careful.
Let's go.
Come check out www.BrotherBelial.com today.
So if you've never given Brother Belial a try, give them a try today. They do really great with shipping. And the big thing is you can pre-order 5 things with 5 different pre-order dates, and they will ship as soon as they're in stock. Not when the last one gets in stock, as soon as each one is in stock at no additional cost to you. Check them out. As far as our giveaway, looking to the chat for the answer to our next question, and we've been so caught up on Bruceploitation tonight, let's discuss one more question surrounding that. Here is the question for the giveaway. You are, again, going to get a $50 Brother Belial gift card, and please answer as soon as you can. Here we go. Which Bruceploitation film has Bruce Lee, in quotes, teaming up with Popeye? Which Bruceploitation film has Bruce Lee teaming up with Popeye? Please give an answer there. So, Michelle, what's your favorite retail store?
Diabolic. They're
That's
my
a good
favorite.
choice.
And I also like Orbit. Like, basically, I just bounce between them. They're like, I'm in a three-way with them right now. Like I'll go to Diabolic, and if they don't have it, I'll go to Orbit, and then just go back and forth. But they're both fantastic. I do most of my pre-ordering with Diabolic actually because they've just never let me down. It's like funny. I'll see people online and they'll be like, "Oh, I pre-ordered it from Amazon, and like the cover was ripped in half, and I also got it 3 months later." Never had an issue with Diabolic. On time, perfectly packed, no dings, anything. So, I mean, if you want, I think they're the best for pre-orders, honestly.
Duncaster, you are the winner of the $50 Brother Belial gift card. Please send an email to me at shelfshockrewind@gmail.com. Let me know you won the Brother Belial gift card, and I will get that emailed to you as soon as possible. Man, there's a lot of frustrated people saying the dragon lives again. I'm sorry. Somehow even my wife answered the dragon lives again. You must have Googled that very quickly. Well done. All right. We just got done talking about best video presentation, but one of the great things with video presentation is just the way that we've seen the upgrades, whether something is going from VHS all the way to 4K, getting a first time on disc release or anything like that. It is a huge, chance to see what we can get out of some of these films. And I figured the best person to talk about that is a VHS enthusiast. So let's send it over to Lunch Meat VHS.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Josh from Lunch Meat here, Lunch Meat VHS on the internets. How you doing? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me. If you like VHS stuff, if you like it, come and get it at Lunch Meat. We got it. Everything you've ever wanted on VHS, which is a good segue into and the nominees for Best Home Video Restoration Upgrade are
Bringing Out the Dead 4K Paramount Pictures. The Case of the Bloody Iris 4K from Celluloid Dreams. The Hitcher 4K Second Sight Films. The Jar from TerrorVision. The Keep 4K Vinegar Syndrome.
and the winner of the Best Home Video Restoration Upgrade, as voted by the Creators Selection Committee, is The Hitcher from Second Sight Films. The community winner, The Keep from Vinegar Syndrome. Both great things. Both great films. Congratulations to the winners. And I'm going to go watch The Keep on VHS in the other room. Rewind or die.
Hey, all right. Well, listen, I'm really glad. Thank you. The Keep was a lot of work. Obviously, that was a title that a lot of people had been looking forward to seeing come out, myself included. So to be a part of that restoration was really great. A lot of work went into that one. So thank you. I'm glad it's being recognized.
All right. Obviously, a pretty huge title in 2024 is Michael Mann's The Keep.
I have this sad no slip case. And it's in the plastic, which like makes me look like a poser. I've seen this movie before. I've never watched this movie. Okay, guys, I have a lot of stuff. I have a big stack.
It's a big deal, obviously. Sold like crazy. I think it was like 34 hours to sell like 14,000 copies, including a couple thousand that were not in slipcovers. Good stuff from Vinegar Syndrome. Glad it looks great. Congratulations on the win. This, again, another like giant grail title that people have said for years we were never going to get. And here it is in beautiful 4K, and it's incredible. All right. So now from that, speaking of slipcovers, it's always the right time to talk about packaging, because many people think that's what it's all about. So let's talk about these companies that put a lot of thought into our packaging, including slipcovers, how the discs are housed, how everything goes into these just to get it onto your shelf. Let's look at best packaging design.
Hi, my name is Rachel Belwar. I write for the website Comic-Con and have a regular column in the Physical Media Advocate. But today I'm here to talk about packaging. Packaging's important. It's the difference between waiting for that package of Blu-rays to come in the mail and finding out that the discs are loose or they're scratched. Or my personal favorite, when you try to take the discs out and it feels like you're gonna break them. That's fun. I don't know about you, but I find sometimes the most expensive sets are the worst offenders. Usually there are more discs involved, so I guess in that sense it makes sense, but it doesn't. And sometimes it's your favorite TV show. I don't know which one I could be referring to. But yeah, where the cases are hard plastic, the discs are stacked for no explicable reason, and suddenly the show that you want to be able to turn on all the time, you're overthinking it and saying, maybe I shouldn't. Or maybe I need to buy new cases, that don't break the discs to house it in, which kind of makes no sense too, and gets expensive. But it's all part of being a collector, but it shouldn't be the part. It should be watching the movies. Because as fun as Blu-rays are to display on a shelf, the point is to watch the movies. Whenever the joy of getting to add a new film or show to your collection gets spoiled by having to think, well, should I really buy this because I think the packaging is going to make me nuts, that's not fun. So the labels this year that considered function as well as cool cover art, do not think your efforts aren't noticed, because they are. And it really makes all the difference in the world, and thank you. So without further ado, the nominees for Best Packaging Design this year are...
All the Haunts Be Ours, a compendium of folk horror, Volume 2, Severin Films. The Hitcher, 4K, Second Sight Films. The Neverending Story, 4K, Imprint Films. The Tenant, 4K, Vinegar Syndrome.
Through the Looking Glass, 4K, Melusine.
CSC and community winner for Best Packaging Design this year is... All the Haunts Be Ours, a compendium of folk horror, Volume 2, from Severin Films. Congratulations, Severin Films.
Shout out to Rachel for that tribute to Lee Gambin on the shelf there. I love that.
I loved it.
Yes, All the Haunts Be Ours, beautiful set. This is one of those sets, of course, that has the ability to house a booklet, and then all of the discs are in this that you can reach into. And I got to be honest, they have improved from their old box sets. They are easier to go, and I'm glad they're being recognized for this, because this is a pretty incredible package. Hope people that have not checked it out, check it out.
I will say, though, that Neverending Story imprint set, I have that big, it's over there. Like, it was too big to bring over here. I was like, I don't know, it might cause an accident or something, but it was beautiful. But it is definitely big. Like, it's hard to display, but one of the best looking sets I've ever seen in my life. It's absolutely gorgeous.
One that is beautiful that is causing me some FOMO is that one. But Stephen Billings, who was here at the beginning of the show, wanted to speak out about people that are perhaps experiencing some FOMO. So here's a message from our founder, Mr. Stephen Billings.
Hello, my friends. I'm Stephen Billings, and I'm here to talk to you today about something I think all of us physical media collectors have gone through at some point. The fear of missing out. Or FOMO, as we call it. Whether it's a limited edition slipcover or just the limited number of copies that is made for a certain release. We've all been through it. And not only that, just the financial stress that physical media collecting can have on a person. But I do have a service today that I think can help you. It's called FOMO No Mo. FOMO No Mo is a counseling service that helps you manage the day-to-day stress that it takes to be a physical media collector. Whether it's managing how you use the sites to buy your physical media, or you just need somebody to talk to you to tell you, hey, you don't need this, you own it 20 other times. We're here for you. And if you call today, you get a free Nicolas Cage emotional support pillow. Whenever that movie that you really want to buy but you don't have the money for it comes up, you just take this thing and squeeze it, and you just say, put the bunny back in the box. Put the bunny back in the box. Thanks, everybody. Call today. 1-800-FOMO-NO-MO. I say it again. 1-800-FOMO-NO-MO. FOMO-NO-MO. Thanks, guys.
Oh man, I know a lot of people loved his commercials last year. This was a big step up from last year.
My boyfriend is that service for me, in which he just like every time he comes over, he's like, "Oh, is that new?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's like a 6-month-old pre-order, but it's a lie. I bought it a week ago." And he's probably watching this, because he loves me. So now he knows my lies over the years.
He probably already knew. He just understands. I hope everybody's having a good time so far. We've got a couple more awards to go before our next big portion of the show. So let's go into one of my favorites, which is Best Steelbook.
Hey, Shelf Shock Rewinders, it's me, Ryan, one of the co-hosts of the New World Pictures podcast, where we talk about every movie released by New World Pictures, New World Video, New World Television, New World International, etc. And I'm here to introduce the best steelbooks of the year. Steelbooks, we all love steelbooks. I bet even one of the co-hosts of this very show absolutely loves steelbooks. Steelbooks like Rock and Roll High School, or Forbidden World, or Battle Beyond the Stars. All films released by New World Pictures that we covered on our podcast. Maybe if you like those movies, you'd like to check out an episode. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to tell you who won. And the nominees for the Best Steelbook of the Year are
Body Double 4K from Sony Pictures. The Crow, 1994 4K from Paramount Pictures. A Nightmare on Elm Street 4K, Warner Brothers. Saw X 4K from Lionsgate. Thanksgiving 4K, Sony Pictures.
And the winner of the Best Steelbook of the Year, as chosen by the Creators Selection Committee, is the Body Double 4K by Sony Pictures. And the community winner of the Best Steelbook of the Year is also the Body Double 4K Steelbook released by Sony Pictures. Congratulations to everyone having the exact same opinion. And those of you who only have this, do you even like physical media? Ask yourself.
That's the exact one I have.
I love that not only is it the indicator release, but it's just the blue indicator release and not like the limited edition one.
I do have the limited edition one at the very least.
I will say I do have the Body Double Steelbook, and I think it just proves we all really just want the original poster art. Like this is gorgeous on a Steelbook. We don't want some, crazy new pop art that is just not great.
I will say I don't like steelbooks. So when he was like, one of us like steelbooks, it wasn't me. They're like clanky and they get scratched and they're always like, they always make like 7. So like you never can get them and everybody's really angry about not getting them. And you have to like, set an alarm like for 2 a.m. on a random Tuesday to buy it.
That's true. Josh Hurtado says the Crow shouldn't even count since I don't believe anyone ever got that Steelbook.
Yeah, they made 3 of those, so
3.5 for some reason. But really, the important part on Steelbooks is the artwork. And of course, many of these releases that are not Steelbooks have great artwork as well. And I still can't believe we did this, but I hope people like who we got to do the announcement for this section.
Hi guys, a huge honor to be here as part of this award ceremony. My name is Ilan Sheedy of Uncle Frank Productions. I'm a horror artist working on posters, Blu-rays, storyboards, the whole 9 yards. You can see some of my stuff over my shoulder behind me, but a lot of it you can't because YouTube won't let you. But you can see that stuff on Instagram by going to @UncleFrankPro and saying hi to me there and going through all my artwork. Anyway, the reason we're here today, the best artwork of 2024. Physical media is hugely important to me, both as a collector and as an artist. I think the relationship between physical media and artists are the strongest thing going in this battle against the streaming services. Being able to hold these great, innovative pieces of art in your hands that both elevate the films themselves and give a platform for some of the most amazing artists in our industry to kind of find fans of their work. There's so much passion and so much beauty behind these really interesting projects. A shelf of Blu-rays in this day and age is like going around a gallery or a museum. And I honestly think that the future of the industry lies in the hands of a lot of these artists. So without further ado, here are the nominations for Best Artwork.
All the Haunts Be Ours, a compendium of folk horror, Volume 2, Luke Insect, Severin Films. Demon Pond, 4K, Yuko Shimizu, Criterion Collection. KRL, Astra Zero, Criterion Collection. The Hitcher, 4K, Adam Strathard, Second Sight Films. A Simple Plan, 4K, Matt Griffin, Arrow Video.
Fantastic work all round. You're all winners in my eyes, but I'm going to have to announce a winner now. Okay, so according to the Creators Selection Committee, the winner for Best Artwork goes to All the Haunts Be Ours, a compendium of folk horror Volume 2, released by Severin Films. Yeah. Oh. Insert sound effects here. And also, the community said the same thing. So that's basically 2 awards. So congratulations, Severin Films. Everyone go out and buy All the Haunts Be Ours, a compendium of folk horror Volume 2.
Once again, shout out Alon Sheedy over in Europe, being able to announce these. You know, he has produced some of the best media book art around. You can pick up some of his original prints over at brotherbelial.com right now. Go check it out. Some really great stuff. And for everybody that's saying, Reggie, I do love the original posters, but I have to admit, original art for physical release is often more interesting. I was mostly just talking about steelbooks. I would, for the most part, I would agree. The way that they support these, it goes a long way. For the most part, some great art can make a release elevated compared to what it was without that. So I always love to see that for sure. Let's go to another section of our show, which is very different. If you've been here for the last couple of years, you will remember that we always have a segment dedicated to Sergio Mims. So let's talk about Sergio Mims. All right. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, Sergio Mims was best known as a Chicago-based film critic and the co-founder of the annual Black Harvest Film Festival, but he also championed classical music, especially the works of Black composers. Sergio died in October 2022 at the age of 67 and left behind a legacy of encouragement, education, and passion.
The past 2 recipients of the Sergio Mims Memorial Award were Kayla Janice and Sam Deegan. Both continue to work tirelessly to deliver high-quality analysis on film through various outlets. We will continue to give an award in Sergio's name as long as we can continue these awards. For the 2024 Shelf Shock Rewind Awards, we would like to represent this great film critic and incredible person by presenting the Sergio Mims Memorial Award for extraordinary contributions to film critique, context, and commentary to Eugenio Ercolani.
Eugenio Ercolani is a writer, producer, film historian, documentarian, and an incredible creator of countless Blu-ray special features.
Eugenio has contributed audio commentaries, visual essays, interviews with some of the most unique minds in the history of film, and newly written pieces to releases from 88 Films, Arrow Video, Cauldron Films, Anolis Entertainment, Cult Epics, TerrorVision, Severn Films, Vinegar Syndrome, and more.
Eugenio has appeared on countless releases alongside his frequent collaborators Troy Harworth and Nathaniel Thompson. His work on the ground from London to Rome is felt on some of our favorite releases each and every year.
Eugenio has written multiple books on a wide variety of topics, including Friedkin's Cruising and Italian genre directors across a range of decades. He has contributed to many issues of my magazine, The Physical Media Advocate, and is currently finishing up a book with Troy Howarth.
In much of Eugenio's work, a passion for film and archiving the voices of our film history rings throughout. The stories that Eugenio is able to pull out of individuals who have been interviewed time and time again for the last 50 years shows his natural ability to get his interview subjects on his side, but his relationships with lesser-known names is what makes his contributions most exciting.
We would like to say thank you to Eugenio Ercolani for his prolific list of accomplishments, his ability to tie his own history to every random individual involved in film in Italy over the last 60 years plus, and his passion for physical media, from A-list titles to what many would call Z-list trash.
We also have some words of appreciation from a few of his peers and collaborators to share with all of you.
I value him very much, not only as a colleague. We've worked together on numerous projects going all the way back to, I can't even remember at this point when we started. It would have been within the last 3 or 4 years, I suppose. He helped me very much on my book about Umberto Lenzi. We have since collaborated on a upcoming book that hopefully will be coming out sometime this year. We have several other projects in the works, but he also brings me in on a lot of extra features, which is either a blessing or a curse, depending on your point of view. But speaking as somebody who has a heavy dose of imposter syndrome, I can tell you that the fact that he continues to approach me and ask me is in itself the best praise I could ever get, because it tells me, well, I guess I must know what I'm doing, because he wouldn't ask me back if I didn't. He's very serious about what he does. He has a tremendous sense of humor. I mean, as much as I value him as a colleague and obviously somebody who hooks me up with jobs, which I greatly appreciate, I very much value him as a friend, above and beyond anything else. We talk on a regular basis. We're like a couple of gossipy old women on the phone. We share jokes. We talk about all the gossip, all the juicy stuff that doesn't get made public. And we have a great capacity for making each other laugh. So I very grateful to have him in my life as a friend, above and beyond anything else, but also, the work that we've done in over these last several years, which will hopefully continue for many years to come. I think it's long overdue that he gets some recognition, because I don't think there really is anybody in this business who works harder than him. He is insanely prolific. He is somebody who never phones it in. He approaches every single job with the utmost dedication, determination to do the very best job that he can, and really give people at home an opportunity to hopefully learn something and hear stories that they haven't heard before. The films that he works on, he really immerses himself, and it's very easy to get the usual kind of big names that we see interviewed all the time. Obviously, we enjoy seeing them being interviewed. We enjoy hearing what they have to say. But, when you've heard a few interviews with some of these people, you know what to expect. What he's really extraordinarily good at is finding a lot of the more lesser seen people behind the scenes, the ones who really have some of the best stories. And the interviews that he gets with people like that don't get the attention that they deserve, because fans tend to really just gravitate towards the big names. Oh, they've got Dario Argento, they've got Ernesto Gastaldi, and it's like, yeah, we've heard these people talk 1,000 times, and they're not telling us anything they haven't told us before. But this guy who was a script supervisor or a third assistant director or a grip or a focus puller who's never been interviewed before is like got all kinds of great stories, and nobody ever talks about that, unfortunately, because again, it's name value, I suppose, and I think long overdue that he gets some recognition in this context. He's one of the good ones, so long overdue and very richly deserved.
Hi there, I'm Nathaniel Thompson, and I'm just wanted to say congratulations, Eugenio. It's very well deserved. I've been honored to sit with you on several audio commentaries and pitch in on quite a few other projects over the years, and especially working with you alone and working with you with Troy on some tracks. It has just been a real pleasure, and your passion and knowledge for not just the Italian film industry, but film as a whole is just awe-inspiring. You truly are an inspiration, and I can't wait to work on many, many more things with you, and thank you for all that you've given all of us and for setting all of these things down for the record that we really need while these talents are still around. It is so important, and you are truly doing major, major work. And again, congratulations. I can't think of anybody more deserving.
Hello, my name is Markus Stiegelecker. I am a professor of film studies in Germany, and I've been producing a bonus material for film releases on Blu-ray for about 20 years now. About 8 years ago, I met a young guy from Italy, whom I got along very well with, and this guy was Eugenio Ercolani. We met at a film festival and talked about our favorite films and things we are interested in. And we even discussed possibilities to do books together, because we shared some certain interests, and one of those interests actually resulted in a book some years later, which was our book about the film Cruising by William Friedkin. And this book was released in the Devil's Advocate series and is still available and got some good reviews, and we are really happy with this book. And we worked together on different levels. I invited him to contribute to a class I did on film history in a film school in Berlin, for example, where he was talking about the history of Italian genre cinema, of Filone. And during this process, we decided to produce video features together. And only one example of these features is on this great Blu-ray release of Knife of Ice, where I did a short video essay on the meaning of this film in the context of the Giallo cycle. And we are planning to do a lot of things in future. We've been in contact all over these years, and we've been discussing film matters and had a lot of fun meeting in Rome, in Berlin. And so I think there's a very vivid working process with Eugenio, which I really appreciate. And I know a lot of his stuff. He keeps sending me his releases. And so I'm well aware of what he did over the years, and it's a plenty of stuff. And he has a lot of contacts in the Italian film industry. So I think, speaking from a film history perspective, his work is very valuable. And I work with this stuff a lot. And we are planning to collaborate on future releases at the moment. And actually next week we'll meet up to do an audio commentary for a classic by Tinto Brass and so on. So there's no end in sight, I hope, and this will go on for a long time, as long as cinephiles will keep buying those film releases. And let's hope that this will never end.
Still can't believe we got a random film professor from Germany to speak about this.
Fantastic.
In honor of Sergio Mims and Eugenio Ercolani, we would like to encourage everyone to dive deep into film studies, and give the contextual supplements features a moment of your time when consuming the physical media that we love. So here's to Sergio Mims, and here's to Eugenio Ercolani.
Thank you to everyone that contributes to these releases and encourages us all to broaden our understanding of film and film history.
On that note, let's go into best interview, since that is one thing that Eugenio is great at.
What's up, y'all? It's KB from KB Loves Movies.
On my channel, I have an interview series called The Conversation. It's a great way to get to know fellow movie lovers, whether they're cinema goers, love streaming, or physical media collectors. It seems appropriate that I would introduce the nominees for Best New Interview. So, the nominees are
Doomed to Live interview with C. Thomas Howell, The Hitcher 4K from Second Sight Films. Conversation between director Greg Araki and filmmaker Richard Linklater, Greg Araki's Teen Apocalypse trilogy, Criterion Collection. Interview with Harmony Korine, Gummo 4K from Criterion Collection. A rumination on salvation, Nicolas Cage on Bringing Out the Dead 4K, Paramount Pictures. A video interview with writer-director Paul Schrader, Touch Cinematograph.
And the winner of the Best New Interview, as ordered by the Creative Selection Committee, is Conversation between director Greg Araki and filmmaker Richard Linklater on Greg Araki's Teen Apocalypse trilogy, Criterion Collection. And the winner, as voted by the community, is Doomed to Live, interview C. Thomas Howell, The Hitcher 4K, Second Sight Films. Congratulations to both winners.
All right, here is that Teen Apocalypse trilogy from Criterion. Another big release that people have been wanting for quite some time.
Yeah.
So glad we got that. And of course, some killer titles coming out from Criterion all year. Glad that they've been able to step up on a bunch of pretty big titles. You know, we just saw Harmony Korine and a couple others that have been pretty big.
I feel like they're feeling the heat now because they used to be the only game in town, and now they're not. And in fact, I think it's scooped quite a bit on releases that people would normally say, "Oh, that's going to be a Criterion." So I think they've and they started going into 4K, which is good for them. I know they kind of, were waiting. I think a little too long to do it, but they've caught up with the times.
Yeah, they're doing pretty great. Got quite a few nominations this year, and they did not get any, I think, the first year or the second year, one of the two. So that's a nice change for them.
Yeah.
All right. As far as supplemental features, what's your favorite supplemental feature, Michelle? Are you a visual essay, commentary, written essay, interview person?
I like the written essays, and not just because I do those as well, but I'm just more of like a reading type person. That's the best way I can like retain information. But I'll never say no to a good visual essay. I always watch all the visual essays on everything. So, but yeah, written for me.
Yeah, I would agree for the most part. Commentaries are hard to give that much time to. I do it when I can, but written essays or our next category, which is visual essay, is one of my favorites. So let's go back over to Nathaniel Thompson's incredible movie room to hear from him.
Hey there, Shell Shock Rewinders. I'm Nathaniel Thompson from Mondo Digital, and you might have heard me on God knows how many commentaries. I can't even count them all. But it is my pleasure to be back here again this year, presenting for the Shell Shock Rewind Awards, and I will be presenting the winners for Best New Visual Essay. And the nominees are
Coffin Joe's Sedin Underworld by Lindsay Hallam, Inside the Mind of Coffin Joe from Arrow Video. Desperate Times Call for Desperate Measures by Chris O'Neill, Red Rock West, Cinematograph. Don't Let the Title Fool You, Little Darlings Beyond the Teen Sex Comedy by Sam Deegan, Little Darlings 4K from Cinematograph. The Kids Aren't All Right by Erica Schultz, Run and Kill from Error 4444. Tom York Spells The Music of Suspiria by Philip Jeffries, Suspiria 2018 4K, Imprint Films.
Okay, well, that was some very tough competition. I know we all really want to know who the winners are. And first of all, here we go. The winner for the Creator Selection Committee, actually, it's a tie. It's Don't Let the Title Fool You, Little Darlings Beyond the Teen Sex Comedy by Sam Deegan from Little Darlings 4K by Cinematograph, and The Kids Aren't All Right by Erica Schultz from Run and Kill, Error 444. And the winner for the public vote is, let's see, it's Don't Let the Title Fool You, Little Darlings Beyond the Teen Sex Comedy by Sam Deegan, Little Darlings 4K Cinematograph. Congratulations, round of applause, and back to the show.
Congrats. Here's Little Darlings. This is the first title announced by Cinematograph over this last year. An incredible release for a movie that people have wanted for quite some time. And special shout out to Erica. Just an amazing contributor to many of these releases. I've been honored to work with her a few times, and every single time is impressive. Look at that.
Her book, all right. The Sweetest Taboo. This book is incredible. Well, Erica wrote it, just doesn't say that, but this book, if you want to know every kid that ever died in a movie ever, in graphic detail, and you want a book about it that's hilarious too, get this book. I think it's sold out. I don't know if she's going to reprint it, so you might have to buy it secondhand, because I know it was really popular. But this book is fucking incredible. I read it cover to cover in a day. And I also wanted to shout out Error 4444, because I work with them a lot, and they're super nice. And they employ a lot of women and people of color, and super great company to do work for. And I have a couple releases actually coming out with them in a couple months, I think so. But yeah, I was so happy to see them nominated for something and win something.
It's a big deal. Air 4444 does not get enough attention. Glad that Erica and Sam are getting their due there. But when it comes to essays, a lot of people want to know about the written essay. So let's go for best written essays to The Good Doctor.
Hey everyone, Will Dodson here, and I am thrilled to be here for the third annual Shelf Shock Rewind Awards, presenting Best Newly Written Essay. Not oldly, no reprints, all brand new scholarship. And the nominees are
Heather Donahue and the Imperfect Woman by Mary Beth McAndrews, The Blair Witch Project, Second Sight Films. A Man of All Genres by Erica Schultz, Corpse Mania 4K, Vinegar Syndrome. Tall Dark Stranger, Robert Harmon's The Hitcher by Heather Drain, The Hitcher 4K, Second Sight Films. Shout at the Devil, Trick or Treat and Heavy Metal Horror by Sam Deegan, Trick or Treat 4K, Red Shirt Pictures, Synapse Films. We Gotta Get Out of This Place by Josh Hurtado, Green Room 4K, Second Sight Films.
And the CSC winner is Tall Dark Stranger, Robert Harmon's The Hitcher by Heather Drain for the Second Sight Films 4K release of The Hitcher. Excellent. And the community winner, Shout at the Devil, Trick or Treat and Heavy Metal Horror by Sam Deegan for the Synapse Films, Red Shirt Pictures produced Trick or Treat 4K. Congratulations to Heather Drain and to Sam Deegan. Well done. We all enjoy reading your work, so keep it coming in 2025.
Oh my God. That's insane. That is insane to me. Even Brody Lee, my dog, is flummoxed. That's incredible. I'm especially because that release by Second Sight is just chock full of absolutely brilliant creators, and the fact that this category is brimming with people that are so talented, so smart, so established. So I don't know how I got my little gremlin ass in here, but I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful to be part of this. I think these awards, what's cool about what you do with these is this is just something that is celebrating both physical media, which is such a key part of film preservation. But it's also just part of all of us. We're all a tribe. We're all united by our love of these wonderful, weird, sometimes very underloved movies, and we're all just fighting the good fight. So I'm so honored. Thank you. And thanks to Chris Holden, who is the one that brought me on. He's the one that originally reached out to me back in 2020. That wild. Second Sight worked their butts off to get this out and get it right. So definitely huge kudos to them. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm so honored and absolutely just be gaggled and bedazzled and all of the bees.
Yeah, all credit there is really due to Sam. I can, speak to her talent endlessly, but she's the one who did it. It's for me with Little Darlings. Little Darlings was the first release for Cinematograph, and it was very important to me to not only bring in people who knew what they were doing and kind of set the bar for what the label would be, but with Little Darlings, I also really wanted to have the contributors be women, just by virtue of what that film is about. It was directed by a man, but it's written by women, stars women, it's about women. I really wanted to have women be the focal point of the extras. And Sam just dove right into it, which she does with everything she does. I wouldn't say that this was an anomaly for Sam. I don't think she worked harder on this than anything else she did in the past year, but I think this offered her something to do that she doesn't usually do. A studio sex comedy for the most part, and especially a movie that's so sweet. I think Little Darlings is a very sincere, charming movie, and I think a lot of the work that the people we tend to work with the most, their work tends to usually work within genre film or films that are darker. And I'm really happy that Sam took the assignment and did something really unique with it and very, articulate. And yeah, I couldn't be prouder of having that on the release. I wasn't expecting it, honestly. I was kind of really worried about it.
All right. Congratulations to Heather and Sam. Here is Trick or Treat, which has not gotten enough love. This is a pretty crazy release from Synapse and Red Shirt. It's very fancy, especially for a title that people had wanted for decades, literally, especially in HD. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I'm proud. I'm so happy to see all the ladies kind of cleaning up, on the awards there. I'm into it.
They've been doing very, very well. On that note, we've got more from the ladies coming up after this. But first, our next special video for everybody. Here's somebody that wanted to share some of their favorite releases from last year as well. So check this out.
Hello, everybody. This is Sean Baker, independent filmmaker and lover of physical media. I hope you're all enjoying the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. Ryan and Jeremy of The Disconnected asked me to come on and tell you guys about some of my favorite releases of the year. So here we go. I'll make it fast. Grindhouse Releasing's Hollywood 90028, a beautiful release and restoration of pretty much a lost movie, which is really a time capsule of 70s Los Angeles. You have Severin's trilogy of the Russ Meyer films. My God, this is such a long time coming, and they did such a wonderful job. Thank God these films are out and available again. You have Criterion's Happiness, Todd Solance's masterpiece. Hello, this was like one we needed for quite a while. You have Second Sight's The Hitcher. Come on, they do it like no other. I mean, look at this incredible. The reason this is sealed is because I bought two. Okay, this is the restoration on this looks so great, and the extras are amazing. And someday I'm gonna pick Robert Harmon's brain about how to shoot a chase scene, because he's incredible. And Film Movement's Poetry of Chang Dong Lee, one of my favorite directors, a director of Oasis. Oasis is on this one. There are 4 films. One of them is Oasis. And then Third Window Films released one as part of the director's series, Mermaid Legend, which is like such an incredible discovery. Really splattertastic. Splattertastic? I don't know. Did I just create a word? Anyway, thanks, guys. Enjoy the show. Talk soon. Bye. Blu-rays and 4Ks, and also see movies in the theater. All right, bye.
Wow.
He so erratic at the end, just wanted to get every single thing that he could out.
Those director company releases are fantastic. I've been wanting to see a lot of those movies. I feel like the 1980s era in Japan is very underrepresented in physical media. And I was just over the moon that they started releasing those, because there's so many films that have been on my watch list that I finally got to knock off. And every release is fantastic too. Great extras on them. And it's crazy he had time to do that, like in between being Sean Baker. But he has a letterbox. I don't know if people know that, but he has a letterbox, and he does log on there when he's watching stuff. And he's even logged a couple of things I worked on, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if he read my essay.
He definitely has. He consumed so much of it, and I love that. I love that he knew collectors were going to watch this, and he's like, "Hey, this is sealed because I bought 2. I promise."
I was totally thinking that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "Why is that sealed? Wait, poser."
No, he is a voracious consumer of this stuff, and one of the things that I've heard him talk about before is loving commentaries. So let's go over to Cinejourneys to share the best commentary.
Coming live from my house in Atlanta, Georgia, I'm Jill Blake. This is Aaron West.
Hello.
This is Ruby. And we are from Cinejourneys, cinejourneys.com. We are the co-founders and owners of Cinejourneys, a community for cinephiles. And we've got a lot of great things coming on. Imogen Sarah Smith is going to be leading a class on Pal and Pressburger. We also have our good friend Millie DeChirico, who is going to be leading a class in the summer. A lot of great things happening.
Cold cinema, yeah.
Cold cinema, y'all.
And we had to do this because she was going to bark.
And I'm out of breath because she's really heavy.
And so I have a book, The A24 New Wave. We have a crowdfund campaign that's about to end, I think, this week when this airs. But we are presenting the nominees for the Best New Commentary.
Hey!
And the commentaries are amazing. Make more commentaries, go Blu-ray, 4K, all that.
Even a DVD.
Even DVD,
We'll take a DVD.
You can just shout me a commentary and I will take that.
Ruby will take a commentary at any time.
The nominees are
Mike Flanagan, Kate Siegel, Samantha Sloan, John Gallagher Jr., and Michael Trucco, Hush 4K from Scream Factory. Alexandra Heller-Nicholas, The Hitcher 4K, Second Sight Films. Alexandra Heller-Nicholas and Josh Nelson, The Blair Witch Project, Second Sight Films. Chris O'Neill and Erica Schultz, Deep in the Heart, from Fun City Editions. Kevin Smith, The 4:30 Movie 4K, Lionsgate.
And the winners of Best New Commentary are Alexandra Heller-Nicholas for The Hitcher, Second Sight Films. She's amazing, huge release. She does great commentary, so I'm very happy for that. And the community winner is Hush 4K from Scream Factory. Do you want to read the names?
Sure. Mike Flanagan, Kate Siegel, Samantha Sloan, John Gallagher Jr., and Michael Trucco, my personal favorite from Battlestar Galactica.
Go Truc.
All right.
Thanks all.
Hello. Thank you for this award. My name is Alex Heller-Nicholas, beaming to you now from the bottom of the planet down here in Australia. And what a joy it is to have such a formal celebration of my work on The Hitcher. Like so many fans of this film, I honestly never thought I would see the day that it would get a proper release, let alone something of the standard that Phil Escott, Chris Holden, and the team at Second Sight have pulled together with this particular release. It's magical. It's a magical film, a magical team at Second Sight, and it's such an honor to have played such a small part in this incredible release. I'd also like to dedicate this award, if I may, to Lee Gambin, the late Australian film critic Lee Gambin, who, of course, is not a new name if you're familiar with audio commentaries at all from boutique labels over the past decade or so. We lost Lee in 2024, and he is with me and so many people every day, and especially in the work that I do in this space. Thanks.
Thank you to everyone who voted for Hush as best commentary. It's one of my all-time favorite productions. That was for Shout Factory. Mike Flanagan and his wife Katie, they really rolled out the red carpet for us for several days. They let us really take over their home, and it was unforgettable. Mike and I bonded very quickly over our shared love of Stephen King. I walked in his office and immediately noticed the cane sitting by the door, and I was frozen. Wow, this is Linoge's cane from Storm of the Century, which is one of my favorite television Stephen King adaptations. And Mike was like, wow, are you a fan of Storm of the Century? No one ever knows what that is. And I said, okay, am I a fan? I'm a huge fan. So from that point forward, we were off to the races, and it was just 2 unforgettable days. Most precious, probably, seeing the cast together again, talking about the film on these commentary tracks over the 2 versions of the movie that Shout Factory included in that set. And I do need to give a special nod to Jeff Rowland from Shout, who came up with the idea of doing the video recording of that commentary, where we just put a camera in the corner of the room and let it roll as everything unfolded. It turned out to be a real treat and a nice surprise, and that was 100% Jeff Rowland at Shout Factory. So I tip my hat to him. And again, to everyone who voted in this category for Hush, thank you so much for the support of physical media, and to the awards here for celebrating a segment of entertainment that is all too often forgotten. So thank you so much. It is a sincere honor.
Nice.
We've heard The Hitcher about 15 times tonight. Wanted to make sure that we got a shout out to Hush, which, no kidding, may be the best release from Scream Factory in like years. This is, first time to disc. This was on streaming only for quite some time, and it looks incredible. It's got the brand new cut on here. Not to mention, the commentary is not just a regular commentary. They did a video commentary for this, which I wish was used more often. It's such a really fun release for that.
I don't think I've ever seen a video commentary, honestly, where they just set up a camera and show everybody and recording it. That sounds really cool. I'll have to check that one out.
Yes, it's pretty great. And we've got one more announcement one more category before we go into our next giveaway. So get ready to type if you are one of the giveaway types. Next, we're going to our best single or double feature release. So basically, anything that isn't a box set was available here. It had to be 1 or 2 films, and that is it. Let's jump over the pond to hear from Crit.
Physical media people, I am Crit from Crit Productions, a channel where this internet nerd gets to talk about movies. I'm here upon the glamorous request to present the award for Best Single or Double Feature Release. Our nominees are...
The Blair Witch Project, Second Sight Films. The Conan Chronicles 4K, Arrow Video. The Hitcher 4K, Second Sight Films. Hollywood 90028, Grindhouse Releasing. Looking for Mr. Goodbar 4K, Vinegar Syndrome.
And the winner for Best Single or Double Feature Release by way of our Creators Selection Committee is... The Conan Chronicles 4K release by Arrow Video. And our winner, chosen by our wonderful community, is... Looking for Mr. Goodbar on 4K by Vinegar Syndrome.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's exciting. Again, another title that went overlooked for a number of years. People had requested it. We had been after it for a while. It took a lot to get it going and to get it out. So thank you. A lot of hard work went into that one. I will be 100% honest. We didn't know how that title was going to be received. We knew that there were fans of it and people who wanted to see it, but I'm excited to see it get as much love as it is. So that's surprising. Thank you. I'm glad.
So 2 titles we haven't heard much about tonight. The Conan Chronicles. This is the double feature from Arrow, which is a pretty astonishing release. If you've not picked up either of these, you can still get them.
Single.
Oh, look at that.
I don't like the other movie, so
Most people do not. That makes sense. Not to mention your artwork is incredible on that one.
Yeah, the artwork's really nice on it too. That was another like winning. This is like a really great release. Like I feel like I've been watching like a dusty version forever, and I was like, wow, this is actually a very colorful, kind of deep, like hued movie. And I've never seen it look like that before. I've always watched the old washed out, they left it out in the sun copy or something.
And then, of course, literally, I would say one of the best movies released last year, Looking for Mr. Goodbar. Incredible get for Vinegar Syndrome, a title that people have had on their list of like will never be released on physical media ever. And they showed up like crazy in November alone. Most of their slate were Grail titles, which how do you top that moving forward? That seems dangerous.
I know. They must have some even more cool stuff coming.
Well, speaking of cool stuff coming, they always do really great things for their April Fool's Day. This year, they gave away this wonderful Side Roads blank slipcover, and Michelle's got something to show you.
This is the limited edition version. You need to zoom in on like the abs. I spent 30 minutes drawing those abs in there, as you can tell. I have his taco meat chest hairs on there. You know what? Boobs are hard to draw. I'm never going to talk shit about dudes drawing boobs bad ever again because tits are hard to draw, man. I don't know what happened there. But as you can see, I can't draw worth a shit. But this will be on sale on eBay for $500. That's gonna start after the award show. So you guys can get your get your phones ready for that.
Well, if you want to do your version of your own, we are giving away a copy of Side Road sealed with the draw your own slipcover markers and everything right now. Let's hear the question for this giveaway.
So the question is, what year was Vinegar Syndrome founded?
First one to answer gets it, and I'm expecting this one to get answered much quicker than our first question tonight. Look at that.
Wow, 1 second. Jeez.
Eric Johnson is correct. 2012 is the first year they were a label. The archive was around for a little bit longer than that, but Vinegar Syndrome itself as a label was 2012. That's a huge deal. Eric, send me an email to remind me. I already got your address, but I will get this out to you as soon as we're done. This is such a great thing. I'm glad that people have been able to fall in love with this brand new idea of draw your own slipcover. Curious to see what they do this year. They keep one-upping themselves as well. So gonna be hard to top this April Fool's thing. Let's head back over to Europe to listen to Best Region B. What are we on? I think we're on Best Region B release overall. A dear friend of mine. Hope you guys like this.
Folks, the Vegan Satanist here from Germany. My second time for the Share Shot Rewind Awards. I'm so glad to be back. Kiss ya. But that doesn't matter. Now I should introduce myself here and tell you who I am. For those who don't know who I am, I told you I'm the Vegan Satanist. So if you know who I am, you know that I'm the Vegan Satanist. Anyway, what have I done? Well, I've done a documentary about Vincent Price, which is coming this year. Keep your eyes out. And also, I was working for some labels in Germany. So that gave me the reason to represent the award for Best Region B release. Yes, even the Europeans have some releases in Region B which should be awarded. And that is what I do. So, clap your hands, everybody. The nominees for Best Region B release are guys, I don't know.
Bellatar, a Curzon collection, Curzon. The Blair Witch Project, Second Sight Films. Columbia Noir No. 6, The Whistler, Indicator. Green Room 4K, Second Sight Films. The Hitcher 4K, Second Sight Films.
Louis Fouillade, The Complete Crime Serials 1913 to 1918, Eureka Entertainment.
Nothing is Sacred, 3 Heresies by Louis Buñuel, Radiance Films.
The Third Man, 4K from Studio Canal.
We're back. All right. Okay. So the winner for Best Region B release. So we have 2 selections. We have Community, right? And we have CSC, which is Creator Selection Committee.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
This section here is special because obviously I'm the guy who's hosting it. But we can make it short here because voted by the CSC and voted by the community are the same winner. Yes, like Highlander, there can only be one. And this time it's the movie. And you can guess it now. It's a little riddle. You ready? All right. Which is the movie with Rutger Hauer not sitting on the roof and crying? Yeah, it's only, yeah. You got me. It's Hitcher 4K from Second Sight Films, voted by CSC and voted by community. Congrats, guys. Great job. Great release. I love that. Keep on doing that shit because, you know, we need more physical media. Anyhow, it was nice to have me on the show. And I wish you a lot of fun. Keep it physical. We see us down there on the road, and yeah, watch out for the Vincent Price documentary. Over and out from the Vegan Satanist, and I try to riddle this puzzle again. Couldn't be so hard, right? It's easy. It's, I don't know, it's French.
I must say, I'm like super into their entire, everything that was happening. Their look. I just thought I'd throw it out there. I like their look.
Shout out Laurent, who's in the chat. Obviously, The Hitcher cleaning up tonight. Incredible release. Glad people are into that. I really want to shout out to Laurent's documentary on Vincent Price. I'm about halfway through it right now, doing some QC with him, and it's incredible. Cannot wait for people to see it. It is a remarkable achievement. He's done some great work, and I don't know. I wish I could share it with everybody right now. It is so damn good. It's incredible.
I was speaking real quick of Vincent Price. That BF Feist that they put out with his Cooking with Vincent Price was a fantastic release too. It's like all the recipes, like if you cook them, they would be gross, but it's just like fun to watch him, just like, freeballing all the recipes, and he obviously didn't study any of them or try them out at any point beforehand. And it's a really great release. Like if anybody wants more Vincent Price.
I agree. Yes, it is one that everybody should have. It is a lot of fun. Shout out to my friend John, who did some editing with the interview that's on that disc as well with Victoria Price, Vincent's daughter. We've had Region B. Let's get to Region A and find out what the best Region A release is.
Hi, I'm Justin Beam with Reverend Entertainment. I'm a producer of special features for a number of different studios and labels like Paramount, Shout Factory, Umbrella, Arrow Video, and a bunch of others. I'm really honored to be part of these awards this year. I think it's a wonderful thing you guys are doing in terms of celebrating physical media, something that is needed now more than ever. My category to present is Best Region A Release, and here are the nominees.
All the Haunts BRs, a compendium of folk horror, Volume 2 from Severin Films. Frank Capra at Columbia Collection, 4K, Sony Pictures.
Hollywood 90028, Grindhouse Releasing. The Keep, 4K, Vinegar Syndrome. Looking for Mr. Goodbar, 4K, Vinegar Syndrome. Opera, 4K, Severin Films. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, 4K, Criterion Collection. The Tenant, 4K, Vinegar Syndrome.
And the selection committee and community winner is All the Haunts Be Ours Volume 2 from Severin Films. I'm a huge fan of both of these releases and cannot recommend them highly enough. Cheers to David Gregory and everyone else who was involved in both of these, especially that Volume 2 that's won both categories this year for Region A.
Severin cleaning up this year with all the Hans BRs Volume 2.
Man. Well, it's a great release. I mean, I'm not surprised, honestly.
Yeah, especially when you are bringing so many, 13 different discs. There are, I don't even remember, 15 or 16 films in this thing. It's a hell of a big package to put out there. And David Gregory killed it with this. And Kayla Janice, incredible producer. Probably not much of a surprise after those to hear about Best Box Set. But let's jump right into it.
Media lovers, I'm Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show where I force my guests to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. There's nothing quite like a good box set, stuffing all kinds of films and special features into one great-looking package that looks amazing on your shelf. And let me tell you, 2024 had a bunch of great ones. So in the Force 5 spirit of revealing our picks on air, here are the nominees for the best box set of 2024.
All the Haunts BRs, a compendium of folk horror, Volume 2, Severin Films. Frank Capra at Columbia Collection, 4K, Sony Pictures. Dai Gothic, Japanese Ghost Stories from Radiance Films. The Game of Clones, Bruceploitation Collection Volume 1 from Severin Films.
The Houses of Doom, Cauldron Films.
All right, let's open the Toy Story toy chest and see who the winners are. Oh, we got a good one here. All right, the Creators Selection Committee winner is All the Hauntsby Hours, a compendium of folk horror Volume 2 from Severin Films, an amazing achievement to be sure. And the community winner is also All the Hauntsby Hours, a compendium of folk horror Volume 2 by Severin Films. Make sure to pick that box set up. Make sure to pick up the first one too, because both great sets. Like I always say at the end of Force 5, life is short. Spend it with the people and the movies that you love.
Shout out to the Toy Story box sets that he used for that.
That's pretty cool. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, that one was pretty rare if I remember right. Again, Severin just absolutely killing it. Obviously, All the Haunts BRs Volume 2 is big on everybody's mind as they were voting this last January. Reminder that we are likely going to be doing this again next year. As you are buying stuff throughout the year, if you want to be nerdy about it, take some notes. Hey, I love this one. These are the categories they're probably going to do. Let's watch out for what we are going to be voting on so that you don't have to think about it too much when next January comes around. One that you can't figure out probably till the end of the year. Our next spot is Best Small Slate Label. So that is going to be anything, any label that put out 15 or less titles in 1 year. This year, there was a lot of these that put out 15 or less titles, and I was kind of baffled by the amount of competition here, and I hope people pay attention to things like this moving forward, because small labels need a lot of attention to keep going. Let's go check out our Best Small Slate Label.
Oh, hi. It's me, Oscar Basher, archivist and vault manager for Vinegar Syndrome, an all-around depressing guy to be around. Every act of film preservation starts small and ends big, whether it's the first splice on the sole surviving moldy element, or exorbitant fees paid to find and license a forgotten classic. I delivered that line perfectly. Unfortunately, small in film preservation usually means not getting the credit you deserve for your Herculean efforts. So today, let's give credit and honor the nominees for the best annual slate from a small slate boutique label. The nominees are
Deaf Crocodile, Fun City Editions. Connie Releasing. Mondo Macabro. Second Sight Films.
And the Oscar goes to, the award goes to the wickedly talented Deaf Crocodile.
Okay, mic and camera are off.
That's pretty good. Did I get everything that I was supposed to get?
You did, but you did forget the community award.
Fuck. Okay, let's do it really quickly. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And more importantly than anything else, the community award this year was given to the great and powerful Second Sight Films. Thank you to the Academy.
That is awesome.
Wow. Okay, I didn't see that coming either. That's very cool. I was mentioning that, I was like, this probably with the amount of stuff we're putting out now, I don't think we'll qualify for that next year. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you to whoever was out there and voted for us. That's, again, I honestly, I saw the nominees this year and I was like, well, we ain't getting anything this year.
2024 was really a watershed year for us as a small boutique label, because we made the big transition, as you know, from working with OCN Vinegar Syndrome to our new partner, Diabolic DVD. So I'd like to first extend an enormous thank you to Jesse Nelson and everyone at DiabolicDVD.com for helping us. There were a couple months there we were like, are people going to follow us? And then it turned out that, the fans and film lovers have really supported the releases we've been doing, which is great, both at DiabolicDVD.com as well as buying directly from us. And we've had amazing collaborators like yourself, like Dr. Will, like Beth Morris, who's our graphic designer in the UK, who does all of the standard edition graphic design for us, as well as a number of the deluxe limited editions. Walter Shaw, Jenny Barker, who write essays, Stephen Bissett, Sam Deegan, who've done a lot of commentaries for us. Who am I? Dave McKenzie at Fidelity in Motion, the authoring for our Blu-rays. I mean, we have an amazing team of collaborators that are literally all over the world.
Yeah, so very, 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 very unexpected. Thank you.
Shout out to Deaf Crocodile. They won the CSC vote by 1 vote. Second Sight almost swept this one. They barely eked out a win over Second Sight, which is huge.
They're one of my favorites. I love them. And I wanted to shout this release out a little bit more. It got nominated. It's hard, because I'm reversed. Okay. It got nominated, but it didn't win. But I've wanted to see a good copy of this forever. I had this terrible bootleg. And it was you could hardly see anything, and it had terrible subtitles. And this is so great. And Walter Chaw is on it, and I'm a Chaw head. I just made that up, but we can all call ourselves Chaw heads now. But this is just such a great release. So if you haven't picked this up, please do. It's really, really good. And also, I want them to release more anime. So I want them to make money from it and then be able to license more. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great release. That movie blew my mind the first time I watched it. Really, really well done. All right. Well, we've heard about the small slate, so let's look at large slate, which is anything over 15 releases in 1 year. And I still can't believe that one of my favorite critics, Jim Tudor, made this incredible video for us. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Jim Tudor. I'm a film critic for ZeekFilm.org and ScreenAnarchy.com. And it's my great honor to be here tonight to present the award for Best single slate from a large slate boutique label. You know, these boutique labels have been knocking it out of the park in the year 2024, and I'm sure we can look forward to such great work in 2025. And that, to me, above all, proves that physical media is not dead. I mean, good grief. If physical media were dead, show me the grave. Show me the... Oh, dear. Well, the nominees are...
Arrow Video, Criterion Collection, Kino Lorber, Severin Films, Vinegar Syndrome.
No, this can't be. This can't be right. Hey, I've got the winners right here. Physical media birds in hell. I mean, what is this, a Carrie parody? The winner of the Creator Selection Committee is... Severin! The winner of the fan community is... Vinegar Syndrome! Oh, hey, come on! Can you believe this? I'm just trying to get on an award!
Thank you. I mean, that's great to hear. We try really hard to make sure that we have a little bit something for everyone. You know we have fans here at VS who have been with us since the very beginning, and we never want to forget about our roots. We are doing more studio titles these days, which is great, but we still try to pick titles and curate like an overall selection that appeals to a wide audience, but essentially our core fans. And we're all about film preservation, restoration here, but we recognize that the fans want to see the movies. We want to see the sleazy movies, the grindhouse movies, the slasher movies, all that kind of stuff. So even our studio titles we try to cultivate to fit our brand, and but also give a little something for all the different genre fans out there. So thank you. That's really great. We try hard to make sure we have a good catalog for all the fans out there. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you to the CSC for voting our slate as impressive for last year. It was, and we were very, very, very proud to have worked so hard on it and to bring all the releases out. And I would venture to say we have an even more ambitious slate this year, as you can see from the whiteboard over there. So I won't be relaxing anytime soon. But I thank you anyway.
I don't even know how to follow that up. That was a lot.
Is that arcade machine in Severin? What game is that? Is it just the machine with another game in it? Does anybody know? That's not a trivia question, by the way. I'm just curious. You win nothing if you answer this, but my respect.
I'm gonna laugh if somebody has that answer queued up, and that would be great. I'll have to look because I actually was able to go to Severin HQ this year, so I'll see if I took a picture of it. Yeah, that was incredible. Glad to see VS and Severin getting their due there. Big shout out to Jim Tudor for that incredible Carrie parody.
That was amazing. I'm logging that on my letterbox when we're done. 5 out of 5 stars.
The Tudor Carrie parody. We've got one more category before our last giveaway of the night. So let's go take a look at Best New Label.
Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Charlotte.
And together we're Perf Damage. We're a husband and wife team that work in the film industry.
That's right. And this is a show where we talk about the hidden histories of Hollywood and about film restoration.
I work in production.
And I work in film restoration at the oldest studio, still in Hollywood. And speaking of film restoration is a collaboration. And you know what else is a collaboration?
Perf Damage is.
And you know what else is a collaboration? physical media production. And without the right labels doing the work, we wouldn't get the best versions of our favorite films.
And as people who spend way too much time talking about film formats,
Way too much,
grain structure, and new transfers, we're honored to introduce this year's best new label.
That's right. They've done the work, they've preserved the art, and they've given us one more reason to rearrange our media shelves.
And let's be real, we're all out of space. But we keep buying their releases anyway.
Yes, he does.
Yes, I do.
But this is truly a vintage worth celebrating.
Well, I'll cheers to that. And the nominees for Best New Label are...
Bleeding Skull, Cartoona, Celluloid Dreams, Cinematograph, Grave Face Films,
You know, it opens with a bouquet of freshly struck nitrate, of finely aged acetate,
I can see that.
and a bit of archival dust.
Oh, yeah. And you know what I'm getting? Hints of masterly crafted hard boxes, blended with a piquance of media book splendor.
I don't really get that, but you know, it does finish with this crisp, clean finish of free of digital noise and unnecessary DNR.
And the winner for Best New Label, as voted by the Creators Selection Committee, is Cinematograph.
You know, it lingers like a long-lost director's cut, meticulously restored to its former glory.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
And the winner for Best New Label, as voted by the community, is Cinematograph.
That's yeah. I wasn't expecting it, honestly. I was kind of really worried about it. I didn't think it was something that was a given. Just in terms of the other, folks who were nominated, who I think all bring something really exciting to the table for what we're doing. Just boutique home video. So I never, for once, took this for granted. I actually, honestly thought it was not going to happen, which maybe was the best way for me to go into it. But yeah, I'm extremely grateful that the community decided that as well as you all. It's very humbling to be able to do something that we care about and have people react strongly to it. And with Cinematograph, obviously I'm very tied into OCN and to Vinegar Syndrome just in general, but Cinematograph is a real labor of love for me. It's like the first and only, thing in my professional career that I think I've really owned to a degree, that I've really poured over everything from the name of it to the packaging to all of the creative elements and curatorial elements that go into every release. So it's extremely validating. So yeah, thank you and everybody else who voted for this.
Nice.
Justin, shout out for Cinematograph, also just brought up the name and how much he had to do with it. So on your keyboards, giveaway number 4. Where did Cinematograph get their name? Where did Cinematograph get their name? Whoever gets this one right is going to win 3 brand new limited edition Cinematograph titles that are in stock of your choice.
Nice.
3 Cinematograph titles of your choice. Let's see.
Who else got it? Oh, wait, no, me not. Let me look.
I'm going to go with the best one here is Celeste, actually, that names everything.
Yeah.
Lumiere Brothers and Inventing the Camera. We got French Cinema, French Theater, Lumiere Camera, close there. But I'm going to go Celeste was the most right. Celeste, I will message you, and we will get it figured out which 3 Cinematograph titles you would like sent to you. Incredible releases from Cinematograph this year. I know a lot of people are happy about what they've been putting out. Their packaging obviously is incredible. I'm a big fan of media books from overseas.
Yeah.
Even better now that we're getting media books in the US that you can read that are not in German.
No, they're not in German. Nice. Nothing wrong with German. I just don't speak it.
Correct. So that's huge. It is nice to see that we're continuing to get really underseen releases from them. They've done a lot of great work. Touch coming out from them was a big deal for a lot of people. Obviously, Little Darlings, Red Rock West was a huge win early in the year from them. They've got some big titles coming up that I can't wait to get, and exciting to see what they've been able to do so far. So congrats, Celeste, and send me a message. We'll get that figured out. But now that we talked about best new label, we have to figure out what are the best labels overall. So let's first jump over to Region B.
To everyone watching at home, I'm Rich Johnson, writer and educator on film. You can check out my work at richpieces.com. But today I'm here to announce the nominees for the category Best Region B Label. The nominees are
Arrow Video, Imprint Films, Indicator, Radiance Films, Second Sight Films.
And the winner is... it's Radiance Films. Bravo. No surprise there, knocking it out of the park as usual. I can't even keep up with these releases, but huge congratulations.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, you know, I can't kind of get over all the accolades that we've received as a label. You know, I kind of think like Haxon, like Planet of the Vampires, Messiah of Evil, you've got these titles where people are going to be like, yeah, this is great. But to have the recognition for the label as a whole is amazing. And, you know, it's why we do this. You know, it's the fan recognition, it's the integration with the fans, it's knowing that all the releases are appreciated as well, because we do have a diverse slate. You know, you mentioned, you know, some other labels out there like Second Sight, or, you know, people who've got sort of more of a direct focus, and that's great. And sometimes I think, are we doing too much? But then it all is just kind of like, this is cool, let's do that. So that people agree is amazing.
Radiance takes it for Region B. Again, it's their second year.
I love them. They're one of the few I get every single release they put out, because just every single one is like a good movie, even if I've never heard of it before. And the releases are just outstanding in every single way.
Not only are they like well packaged with a great transfer and great extras, they're titles that people have either never heard of, or we find out are incredible films that have just gone long forgotten, and now here we are, delivered in a beautiful package. Radiance absolutely killing it. Fran doing great work over there, and can't wait to see what they got next. That was Region B. Now the question is, who wins for Region A? Let's head up to Seattle, Washington to find out.
Hello, everybody. I'm Matt Lynch.
I'm Emily Soderback.
We are from Scarecrow Video. We are the hosts of Scarecrow's YouTube show, Viva Physical Media, and we are here to introduce the winners for the category of Best Region A Label. But before we get to that, I'll tell you a little about Scarecrow. Scarecrow is the biggest nonprofit video archive on the planet, basically the biggest video store on earth. We have over 150,000 individual titles, more than any other streaming services combined. You can rent all over the continental US. You don't need to be here in Seattle. You can rent by mail. You can get a membership. You can donate to our nonprofit if you want to support Scarecrow, but you don't live in Seattle. You have plenty of options to access our amazing catalog. Visit our website, scarecrowvideo.org, to check out all of those options. But without further ado, let's go.
And the nominees for Best Region A Label are
Arrow Video. Criterion Collection. Kino Lorber. Severin Films. Vinegar Syndrome.
And the winner for Best Region A Label, as voted on by the Creator Selection Committee, is Vinegar Syndrome. Got some good Vinegar Syndrome discs here. Congo, underappreciated. I wrote the booklet essay for Virtuosity, so make sure you pick that one up.
And the winner for Best Region A Label, as voted by you, the community, is, once again, Vinegar Syndrome. Amazing job. We love Vinegar Syndrome here. So
congratulations.
check out some of their releases, and thanks.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, listen, first and foremost, we're an American company, which means that, we specialize in releasing films here to the U.S., the Region A, I don't know what to say, the Region A district, if you will. There's a lot of companies out there throughout the world doing good stuff. And, we try to make sure that we represent our area and do the best that we can. And thank you. That's great. That was a surprise.
Congrats to Vinegar Syndrome. That's a big, big deal. They have put out a lot of legendary titles. And again, they had an incredible November slate last year that alone was just magnificent.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely fantastic. Entire year, really. I picked up a lot of their stuff. I also like a lot of their partner labels. They have like a really good selection, like array of different types of like people that put stuff out. So like whatever your taste in film is, you can find a label that kind of caters to it, which is I think is cool too.
Speaking of finding films that match your taste, you'll notice that somebody's in the chat sharing some comments tonight. We got one last special video, and just a warning, he's going to laugh at this. Buckle in. It's a 10-minute video, but this is absolutely worth it. Here is our last surprise of the night, and thank you ahead of time, Joe.
Hello, all you physical media lovers. Hi, I'm Joe Lynch. The lovely folks at Disconnected, Ryan and Jeremy. Ryan and Jeremy over at Disconnected asked me to reach out and give a little video testimonial of some of my favorite physical media releases from last year. Now, truth be told, two disclaimers here. One, not all of these came out last year. A bunch of them did, but some of them were blind spots that I had either discovered in the last couple of years and needed to get, or they're some of my favorite films that either came out in the last 1 or 2 years that I went, oh my God, why don't I have X or Y or Z, and needed to make sure they were on my shelf. Physical media is the true bastion of film collecting, of film preservation, of film restoration, and thank God for so many wonderful companies, both big, mostly boutique. Most of the picks that I have are from 2 companies in particular, one tried and true and one discovery for myself. And other disclaimer is, man, it was a freaking tough year last year. So normally I am the first person to start buying on all the different, directly from the company or from some of the boutique outlets that sell them. Last year was a little tough for me. So I didn't get the normal amount that I'm usually, purchasing and consuming. But I feel like I have a good selection of films that you should have on your shelf too. Maybe you already do. Who knows? Let's find out. Let me just... There we go. This is here. I'm going to just do this. Ready? You can probably tell some of them already. This is my stack of my favorite films that I purchased last year. Don't worry, I have the receipts. So let's start out with The Wachowskis Bound from the Criterion Collection. There was an Arrow release a couple years back, but this is the Criterion version with I believe this is the new 4K. This is one of those films, kind of like the Coen Brothers' Blood Simple, that you see the potential with the limited amount of money that the Wachowskis had at the time when this was their first feature. And you can see the potential that went into The Matrix and Speed Racer and Cloud Atlas. This neo-noir lesbian love story is easily one of my favorites of theirs, and the special features, which I'm a big special features fan, both as a viewer and a consumer, but also as a filmmaker. I still love the art form of making special features, and while some of these are mostly old, this one has great shit. I love Bound. This was a discovery of mine that my wife, Becca, kind of said, you've never seen this movie before? And I was a little shocked that I hadn't before either. And thank God the lovely folks at Criterion also love Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. It's not one of those movies where you go like, if you love Valley of the Dolls, you'll love Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Because Beyond the Valley of the Dolls is fucking psychotic. Can I curse here? Well, you're gonna have to beep it out, sorry. The transfer is amazing. If you haven't seen what I consider maybe one of Russ Meyer's finest work, I know that they had the wonderful Severin collection that they reproduced this past year, but I needed to get Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, and God damn it, I did. I've always been a Sam Fuller fan, but I never really got the enjoyment of seeing one of his, I guess you could say like one of his non-noir films, because I was always knowing him for his noir stuff, but man, do I love 40 Guns. I had seen it on streaming, but this was, again, one of those things where you see it on streaming, you go, I need to have this, and I need to look at the case every chance I get. And Barbara Stanwyck is absolutely stunning in this movie, in the black suit and the hat, riding around with all of her dudes. So fucking good. And the transfer is spectacular. So I would definitely recommend that. One of the films that I truly love from the early 2000s that never quite got the release it deserved in terms of physical media. There was a decent Blu-ray or DVD that came out and then a Blu-ray. And that's Andrew Dominik's Chopper from Second Sight, which I'm gonna get to a lot, is a company that I only recently discovered in the last year. And I was blown away with their presentation. Their box sets are obviously just like so stunning, with the disc itself and the inserts, all the cards and everything that they gave. Like, oh my God, look like they so cool. But what makes this really, really special is the transfer is spectacular. There's a commentary by Mark Chopper Reed himself, the subject of the movie, and the film itself is just the shit. How did this steel box of mayhem that released this past year get in here? Who knows? Another film that is childhood favorite of mine that Second Sight had on their library list that I go, how do I not have a copy of Martin Brest's Midnight Run? Now, I'm pretty sure that most of the special features that are on this film, on this disc, are old. Doesn't matter. The transfer is gorgeous. This movie is maybe one of my favorite buddy movies of the 80s. You have Charles Grodin, you have Robert De Niro, you got Joey Pants, another Joey Pants movie on my list, just like in Bound. It may be my favorite Martin Brest film, with an amazing score by Danny Elfman. And Yaphet Kotto is so good in this movie. Just across the board, this is the movie that made me go, holy shit, Robert De Niro can be funny. Another movie that from Criterion kind of teeters the line in genre between comedy and drama, a little bit of action, and also another Joey Pants movie, and that's the Criterion disc for Risky Business. Marshall Brickman, who was a screenwriter, this was his, I believe, his first feature film. There's never been a better transfer of this film. There's a lot of really great stuff on it. The screen tests for Tom Cruise and Rebecca De Mornay, you'll know why they got cast, but it's still really funny to see those, especially when you look at them back in the day. Criterion did a great job with this disc. My last 3 films here are all Second Sight. This is where I fell in love with this company. The first one is the box set for Nick Refn's Drive. Look at this beast. These are the types of titles with these kind of presentations that people walk into your house and go, this guy knows what's up. The transfer for this movie is amazing on disc. And look at all of this extra stuff. This is like one of those food videos that people see where they open up the burrito or the burger and they go, look at this thing, oh my God. Huge. This is a not to miss title. Next up is a slightly newer film, Jeremy Saulnier's Green Room. Again, Second Sight. The book the presentation, the transfer is great. Again, this is another title that I don't think got the proper due with the color palette. This transfer got it right. All the special features are great. There's a lot of new stuff, a lot of old stuff. Green Room is the shit. Finally, and I know I was watching the show too, and I know that Sean Baker pulled this one out, considering that he stole my number one pick. It's a movie that I've been waiting for decades to come on to 4K Blu-ray. Yes, back in 1987, I was like, someday maybe there will be a 4K Blu-ray transfer of one of my favorite movies of the 80s, and Sean Baker stole my pick. This was, we had a mutual agreement. We were not supposed to have cross-pollination of titles, so fuck him. Good luck, Sean. But that is Robert Harmon's The Hitcher. Two movies I've been waiting for decades, one of which I personally was involved in getting made into Blu-ray, and that is Chuck Russell's The Blob. That's why I'm on the commentary, because I just kept calling Shout Factory and saying, will you please put The Blob on? And they finally did. Well, I didn't have to do it for this one. This is a film that I've loved since I was a kid. It is mean, it is nasty, has some of the best cinematography for a genre film. John Seale did a spectacular job in the action in this film, has one of the most bleak third acts ever. This movie is special, and the transfer itself is reason alone. You might not even want to get this monster box set, right? But if you get the bare bones edition of it, get it just for the transfer. This is the best disc of the year. This may be the best disc for me of the decade. And yeah, if this is worth every single penny, put it on your shelf and watch people go, huh, never seen The Hitcher. And then you sit them down and you show them the fucking Hitcher and watch their minds explode. And then finally, of course, with, all these amazing titles that we have here, it would behoove me to not name my personal favorite title of 2024. And that's Suitable Flesh. There you go. Sorry, shameless plug here. I'm very proud of this movie, and I'm very proud of the presentation that we put together. There's a commentary, there's behind the scenes, yada, yada, yada. Check out Suitable Flesh if you didn't see it, or if you saw it on Shudder only. The Blu-ray is definitely worth it. So there you go. There are my picks. Mostly movies that I absolutely love that I needed to get on physical media, and a couple shameless self-promotions as well. What are you going to do? Thank you to everybody at the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards. I hope you guys are having fun. To everybody at Disconnected, Bryan and Humphrey, great job out there, and keep physical media alive, guys. Bye.
What the fuck is going on there?
Amazing. Thank you, Joe.
I could listen to him talk. Like, he needs to make like a 3-hour video, and it's just him going through every single movie in his collection and telling me about it. I would watch that, definitely.
3 hours is really underselling it, I think. If you guys are into Joe Lynch and want to hear more, there's actually an interview with him on my channel. You can check that out. We talk about Suitable Flesh quite a bit, and depression if you're into both of those. Thanks, Joe, for doing that. We only have one more award to give out tonight, and this is like our Oscar for Best Picture. This is Best Overall Release. This is a huge deal. 2024 was a massive deal for physical media, and I am just baffled at the titles that we're continuing to see. All these companies that are putting all this hard work into these are incredible. Very, very happy with what we're continuing to get. If you are interested in trying out more from any of these companies or have questions about the releases, I'm sure Michelle and I would both be willing to assist you if you find us anywhere in social media or email or anything like that. We're here for it. And on that note, let's check out the nominees for Best Overall Release.
All the Haunts BRs, a compendium of folk horror, Volume 2, Severin Films. The Blair Witch Project, Second Sight Films. Frank Capra at Columbia Collection, 4K, Sony Pictures. The Game of Clones, Bruceploitation Collection, Volume 1, Severin Films.
Hollywood 90028, Grindhouse releasing. Shawscope, Volume 3, Arrow Video. The Hitcher, 4K, Second Sight Films. The Keep, 4K, Vinegar Syndrome. The Neverending Story, 4K, Imprint Films. Trick or Treat 4K, Red Shirt Pictures, Synapse Films.
Well, lots of great titles up for best release. Michelle, you want to share who our winner is here?
Oh, well, let me look real quick.
Not to
I
put you on the
don't want
spot.
to do like, like that one Oscars where they were like, oh, it's La La Land. Whoops. Like, I don't want to do that one. So the best overall release for the critics' choice is All the Haunts Be Ours. And the winner for the people's choice is also All Our Haunts Be Ours. It won both awards. Everybody loves that release. It's the best.
It is incredible. I hope people check it out. It is a remarkable one. And finally, since we have not heard anything about All the Haunts Be Ours all night, let's get a word from the master producer herself, Kayla Janice.
Hi, everyone. I just want to give a huge thanks to the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards for the incredible honor of, all these awards for All the Haunts Be Ours, Volume 2, which I have here next to me. To win, I think we got Best Horror Release, Best Region A Release, Best Overall Release, many different awards that are incredible because I know the amazing competition that's out there. I buy a lot of discs from other companies and I get inspired every day by all my colleagues working in this field. So not only is it a great honor to receive all these awards for a project that I spent 3 years working on with various people at Severin, but also the awards for best packaging and art direction, or art design, because those awards really are due to Luke Insect, which was a designer who designed the bulk of the box set, the outer box, the inner sleeves, the booklet that came with it. And Luke Insect designed the first box set. He's also designed many other projects for me. He's a UK-based artist I work with a lot because he's really versatile and really interesting. He has a really psychedelic vision, for his art that I try to tap into with a lot of my projects. And Drazen Kozjan, who's a Canadian illustrator who designed all of the artwork for the book of fiction that came with the box set. So all the original short stories that we commissioned came with, they all featured an original drawing by Drazen Kozjan, and titles and things. And so this being a part of the box set was a huge honor also to be able to have all these different authors, 12 different authors, contribute original stories to this book that came in the box set. And so it was a massive undertaking, from on the technical side, our post-production team, Andrew Furtado and Todd Weinicke, all the different scans and the negatives and everything they dealt with to do the restorations for the box set, but also Amy Voorhees Searles at Severin, who is our creative director, and she deals with all of our packaging companies and manufacturers and everything, and there's so many things that she has to keep on top of. And then with licensing, there was me and David Gregory and Carl Daft and a handful of people around the globe who chip in as sort of local liaisons in their own countries. There's just like a massive amount of people who participated in this box set as commentators, as video essayists, as people making original short films for the box set. It was a massive undertaking, and so I'm really pleased that that both the jury and the community, the voting community at the Shelf Shock Rewind Awards is acknowledging our work in this way, and also it's a vote of confidence by extension to the kind of work that we're doing at Severin going forward too. So, thanks everybody.
So once again, congrats to Severin and Kayla Janice, and David Gregory and Andrew Furtado and everybody at Severin, Carl Daft. It's a huge accomplishment. All the Haunts PRs won a shit ton of awards tonight. Yeah. It's an incredible box set. I hope people check it out. That being said, it's the end of the show. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'm going to be updating the descriptions for all the videos with links to everybody that presented tonight, with links for everything that you might need to find resources on. If there's any questions, you can reach out to me on any social media. Michelle and my information will both be there. We are always here to help and to talk about films and physical media. The biggest thing is I hope tonight was able to inspire you to pick up something that's still sealed, take it off your shelf, put it in the player tonight, and enjoy a movie.
Definitely. I'm so glad you invited me on, and I hope that I lived up to everybody's expectations because I have really bad anxiety. So I was worried I was
People loved you.
But Godzilla gave me powers. He kept me company. This is my comfort Godzilla. So that's actually why I brought it out here. But I hope you guys had fun. I hope I wasn't too weird or anything.
Not at all. Everybody seemed to love your nails. That was a big thing.
Oh, my purple nails.
All right, everybody. Make sure you subscribe to see more videos coming out here and in the future. Thanks to all the special guests, Sean Baker, Joe Lynch, Fran Galuppi, the entire cast from Dinner in America. Incredible. Had a blast tonight, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And most likely, we'll see you next year.